It was supposed to be a routine mission, a special forces team deep in hostile territory, accompanied by a civilian interpreter named Layla. To the soldiers, she was just a local, with a knack for languages and a soft voice. But when the mission fell apart and the team was surrounded with no way out, it was the translator who stepped forward and changed the fate of everyone on the ground, but no one could have guessed the true extent of her skills or her past. Before we dive into this incredible story of courage and hidden identities, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's get into it. So picture this. You've got a special forces team deployed in some remote, war-torn region, the kind of place where the locals don't trust outsiders, and danger lurks around every corner. Their mission? Extract a high-value target. Sounds simple enough, right? Now, every mission like this needs an interpreter, and that's where Layla comes in. Early 30s, quiet voice, respectful demeanor. To these battle-hardened operators, she's just another civilian contractor, someone who speaks the local language and can help them navigate conversations with the locals. She keeps to herself mostly, does her job without complaint. The team barely notices her half the time, which is exactly how she likes it. But here's the thing Layla's been watching. She knows these roads like the back of her hand, and she's picking up on things that don't sit right with her. She tries to warn the commander about some weird patterns she's noticed in the village. People acting strange, conversations that don't quite make sense. But you know how it is, she's just the translator, so her concerns get brushed aside. The mission starts falling apart almost immediately. Their informant? Complete no-show. The streets that should be bustling with normal activity? Empty. Way too empty. And the radio chatter they're picking up? Even Layla says it's off, and this woman speaks 5 languages fluently. Then, boom. What was supposed to be a simple meeting turns into a full-blown ambush. Gunfire erupts from multiple directions. These aren't random shots either. This is coordinated, planned, professional. The team's caught completely off guard. Their extraction route is blocked. Air support is too far away to help, and they're taking heavy fire. This is every soldier's nightmare scenario. But here's where it gets interesting. While the team is scrambling for cover, Layla's not panicking. She's watching, and she's seeing things that the others are missing. She spots hand signals between the attackers' old insurgent code that she recognizes from way back. The kind of stuff most people would never pick up on. But to her, it's like reading a book. The desperate situation. The team falls back to this half-collapsed building. It's not much, but it's cover. Problem is, they're running low on ammunition, and you can feel the morale starting to crack. The captain's trying to call for backup, but the radio's being jammed. Everyone's looking at each other like, how the hell do we get out of this? That's when Layla does something that catches everyone off guard. She grabs a stick and starts drawing a map in the dirt. Not just any map, a detailed layout of the area, including paths and routes that aren't on any official survey. She points to a series of alleyways and tells the captain there's a hidden route through the warren of streets, a smuggler's path she knows about. She says it'll get them out. The captain hesitates. I mean, can you blame him? This is a life-or-death situation, and he's supposed to trust the translator who's been with them for all of 2 weeks. But then the enemy fire intensifies. One of his men takes a hit. Another position gets overrun. And suddenly, trusting the quiet woman with the map doesn't seem like such a crazy idea anymore. With no other options, the team decides to follow Layla's lead. And let me tell you, this is where everything changes. She doesn't just guide them through the alleys, she transforms. Gone is the quiet, respectful interpreter. In her place is someone who moves with purpose, who knows exactly where every checkpoint is, who can read the streets like a tactical manual. She leads them past enemy positions using routes that shouldn't exist. When they encounter locals, she doesn't just translate, she uses specific dialects, local customs, perfectly timed diversions that make the pursuers look the other way. The team's following her, but they're starting to realize something. This isn't luck. This isn't just local knowledge. This is expertise. She knows which buildings have back exits. She knows which families will hide them and which ones will turn them in. She knows the timing of the patrols, the blind spots in the surveillance, the safe houses that aren't on any map. As they reach the outskirts of the danger zone, the captain finally asks the question that's been eating at him. Layla, how do you know all this? And that's when she drops the bombshell. She's not just a translator, she's a former resistance fighter who was recruited years ago for her intelligence and bravery. Her interpreter status, that was her cover. Her real mission was monitoring the team's safety and reporting on insurgent movements. Everything suddenly makes sense. The way she moved, the way she read the situation, the way she knew exactly how to get them out. She'd been doing this kind of work for years. But here's the kicker. She wasn't working alone. She was undercover, working for Allied intelligence all along. While the team thought they were protecting her, she was actually protecting them. Under Layla's guidance, the team makes it to the extraction point. They're battered, they're exhausted, but they're alive. Every single one of them. The captain, who'd barely acknowledged her existence a few hours earlier, now sees her completely differently. Her quick thinking, her courage, her deep knowledge of the area, that's what saved all their lives. But Layla's not done. Before they part ways, she hands the captain a coded message. It's vital intel about a planned attack, information that only she could have gathered during the chaos of their escape. She makes one request: keep her real identity secret. She needs to continue helping others in the shadows, and blowing her cover would end her ability to do that. The quiet hero. Back at base, the Special Forces team quietly advocates for Layla's recognition. They want her to get the credit she deserves, the medals, the acknowledgement, but her name never appears in the official reports. That's how she wanted it. She vanishes back into the war-torn landscape, but her legend starts spreading quietly among those who know. The translator who saved an entire Special Forces team, the woman who could navigate hostile territory better than soldiers who'd been training for years. Some of the team members try to find her later, to thank her properly, but it's like she never existed. No records, no trace, no forwarding address. And that's the thing about real heroes, isn't it? They're often the ones you least expect. The quiet ones, the ones working behind the scenes, the ones who don't want recognition. Layla could have revealed who she was from the beginning, could have pulled rank, demanded respect, made sure everyone knew how skilled she was. Instead, she chose to stay in the shadows, to let others underestimate her, because that's what made her effective. The soldiers learned something that day that goes way beyond military tactics. Never underestimate the people working behind the scenes. The quiet professionals whose courage and expertise can turn the tide of history, even when nobody's watching. That Special Forces team went on to complete dozens more missions. Every time they worked with local interpreters or contractors, they treated them with a level of respect that surprised their colleagues. Because they knew the truth. Sometimes the most dangerous person in the room is the one who looks like they don't belong there at all. Stories like Layla's remind us that heroes don't always wear uniforms or carry weapons. Sometimes they carry clipboards and speak softly. Sometimes they save lives by being underestimated. If this story opened your eyes to the hidden heroes around us, smash that like button and let me know in the comments, have you ever met someone who turned out to be more than they seemed? And don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories of courage, sacrifice, and the people who changed the world from the shadows.